27 seasons in, South Park still finds fresh buttons to mash, and it just smashed every one of them at once. Last night's episode, Got a Nut, painted Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem as a trigger-happy dog slayer, shrank Vice President JD Vance to toddler size, and dropped Donald Trump into a satanic fantasy suite. Viewers barely had time to tweet before reviewers called it the show's most savage hit since the QAnon arc, while first-time watchers wondered if they'd accidentally tuned into a fever dream. Within minutes, YouTube compilations spliced the wildest scenes into 3-second bursts, pushing the hashtag #SouthPark27 to #1 worldwide. And the biggest punchline isn't even on screen. Earlier this week, the Department of Homeland Security had used an old South Park promo to recruit agents, only to be roasted by the same show 48 hours later. The A-story fires on 2 tracks and never slows. Mr. Mackey, laid off after brutal school budget cuts, joins IC and leads deportation raids so over the top they reach heaven, where brown angels get cuffed next to Dora Live performers, while Protestant cherubs wave U.S. passports. Back in South Park, Cartman spots the social clout Clyde gets for spewing extremist talking points and vows to out-grift him for likes, setting up a pixel-perfect parody of influencer culture. The 22-minute runtime stacks more mayhem than most blockbuster finales. Flamethrower baptisms, heavenly border walls, and a running gag about archangel paperwork that feels ripped from bureaucratic nightmares. By Act 3, even Kenny admits the subplot makes no sense, and that meta-joke becomes its own laugh. But that's not all. One real-world memoir turns into a pitch-perfect gag that keeps looping back. Trey Parker and Matt Stone don't simply reference Noem's controversial dog-shooting confession. They crank it to 11 and leave it running. In the training room montage, she mows down yapping pups for ballistic practice, then reloads at a Mar-a-Lago luau where guests cheer every squeal, and finally pops up post-credits to raid a pet store adoption fair. Animal rights groups condemn the sequence as cruelty porn, yet meme pages posted side-by-side clips of the animated spree and Noem's real book excerpt within an hour. The satire lands because it's 2 inches from reality, and because the animation never lets you look away. Meanwhile, Noem's comms team refused comment, which only fueled speculation that the governor's next public appearance might feature a very tight-lipped Q&A. Listen to this. Her cartoon commander-in-chief is even more unhinged. Trump appears twice and steals every frame, first as a self-styled ICE kingpin, barking orders while gnawing on a turkey leg, then reclined in red satin sheets, waiting for Satan, literally, while pocket-sized JD Vance wipes sweat from his brow and holds up cue cards. The satire lands an extra jab by giving Vance a helium-pitch voice that replays real speech sound bites from the campaign trail. Vance fired back on X with a shrug emoji, and at least they got the height right, instantly spawning GIF wars in every political subthread. Cable panels the next morning debated whether the scene was clever, cruel, or simply the new normal in animated politics. Either way, the caricature outpunches most late-night monologues by looping real quotes under the chaos for anyone who dares pause. And the roast doesn't end with elected officials. Hyped by Clyde's viral fame, Cartman stages a campus master debate tour that mimics Turning Point USA footage shot for shot and gets immediate algorithm love. Real-life Charlie Kirk quote-tweeted a gif of Cartman owning libs and wrote, "Even Cartman gets it," blissfully unaware the bit is a parody of his own highlight reels. South Park's official account replied with a single clown emoji, igniting a side feud that trended through dawn. The segment works because it nails influencer cadence, ring light glow, over-compressed mic audio, a Chiron reading Debate Bro live, and makes the audience wonder whether the real clips will feel less authentic going forward. It's a mirror you can't help but stare into, even if it cracks a little of your self-image. Meanwhile, another mirror was waiting for DHS. Hours before the episode announcement, DHS's recruitment feed boosted a 2017 South Park clip with the tag, "Serve with honor," hoping to tap nostalgia. The show's account fired back, "We thought you said we were passé," and the internet watched a federal agency get ratioed by a cartoon. 4 days later, Got a Nut depicts ICE agents storming heaven on jet skis, hog-tying archangels for flying without papers, and confiscating golden harps as unregistered instruments. The timing feels less like coincidence and more like a writer's room kill shot aimed straight at officialdom. Comedy Central leaned in, releasing split-screen promos that juxtaposed the real DHS tweet with scenes of burning cherub checkpoints. The end result? A masterclass in trolling that cost zero ad dollars and delivered millions of organic impressions. Fans devoured it, though not everyone left the table happy. Right-leaning meme pages shared the puppy scene unironically with captions like "Based Noem," while progressive commentators labeled it animated puppy snuff. Ratings jumped 12% week over week, and hashtag Puppygate trended for 8 hours before hashtag Toddler VP overtook it. Comedy Central's social team kept the fire hot, dropping micro-clips every 2 hours with tease captions such as, "Does ICE issue jet skis?" Viewers argued whether the satire punched up, punched down, or simply punched everything in sight. Regardless, advertisers held steady, proof that outrage cycles now factor into media by math. And the writers snuck one last grenade into the closing crawl. South Park's blueprint hasn't changed. Exaggerate real life until it looks absurd, then dare you to decide whether it's comedy or prophecy. In an age when real headlines already sound like fan fiction, Trey Parker and Matt Stone raised the absurdity ceiling by shipping ICE raids into heaven, turning cabinet secretaries into cartoon gunfighters, and making the vice president shorter than a Funko Pop. The episode questions whether constant chaos numbs us or still jolts us awake when it's slapped on screen. Either way, the cartoon hijacked a news cycle, dragged DHS into a meme war, and reminded politicians that being parody-proof is the only safe harbor left, if such a place exists. As long as reality keeps outdoing satire, South Park will keep pushing the overdrive button, and will keep rubbernecking to see what explodes next.